Namaste and welcome to Yoga Nidra. Tonight we're going to begin by talking a little bit about polyvagal theory. That sounds like a big word, but really it's about how our emotional states affect our nervous system. And so the vagus nerve, sometimes called the soul nerve, is the unifying nerve or organ of the entire nervous system. It's a highly complex and sensitive nerve that communicates through through vibes and sensations. So kind of like our spidey senses. And it helps our brain speak to our body and our body speak back to our brain. And it's interesting to note that 80% of our communication is the body back to the brain. So tending and paying attention to your body influences your thoughts. So the vagus nerve is the largest and most far-reaching nerve. It moves through the throat, through the lungs, the heart, the stomach, liver, spleen, pancreas, kidney, and gut. So it really is far-reaching in terms of all of our inner organs. And actually, the largest part of the vagus nerve goes through the gut, which is why we sense through our gut, and why we have so many or may have digestive problems related to our emotional states. So the vagus nerve is where we experience a lot of our emotions. So a sense of love, compassion, on the other hand, fear or grief, sadness, loneliness, hope, empathy, anxiety, and caring. So when the body feels relaxed and open and settled and in sync with others, that's the soul or the vagus nerve functioning well. But also when you feel tight or constricted or self-protective, that's also the vagus nerve. So it affects all of our emotions in so many ways. So the main purpose of the vagus nerve is to either receive that fight, flight, or freeze impulse from our brain, or to receive and spread the message that it's okay, you're safe, you can relax. So the vagus nerve is vital to our health. It regulates our breathing, our heart rate, our blood pressure. It helps to prevent inflammation. It can help reduce pain. It helps improve our mood, and it can help us manage fear. And yet, most of our communication by the vagus nerve is outside of conscious control. That's why I said it's kind of like our spidey senses, us sensing, oh, something's not quite right, or I feel really safe here. But with attention and practice, you can learn how to tone and work with your vagus nerve. And that's all of the practices that we've been doing here. So things like body awareness. So even the body awareness during a nice relaxation like Yoga Nidra is helping to balance and tone your vagus nerve. All of the breathing practices we do, slow mindful movement, as well as shaking and fast movements to help release excess energy can help balance our vagus nerve. Tapping practices. We're going to be doing a tapping practice tonight that helps to awaken sensation, helps with our circulation, and helps to release energy. And then all of the sounding, like humming or buzzing, and the practice of chanting Om, as well as just singing, helps to balance our vagus nerve. And of course, deep breaths into our belly helps. What else? Rocking practices, when we rock side to side or forwards and backwards, whether we're standing or whether we're sitting. And practices that help us breathe, practices that ground and connect us to the earth beneath us, and lots of other resources. So you're here in the right place if you're looking for ways to help balance your vagus nerve, to just allow your emotional states to be more balanced. So this evening we're going to start in a seated posture. We're going to be doing some practices to breathe and ground, as well as we're going to do a tapping practice. We're going to do a practice called self-holding, a practice of self-care developed by Dr. Peter Levine from some of the somatic experiencing work that he does. So I invite you to get comfortable, whether you're sitting in a chair or sitting on the floor. If you're sitting in a chair, remember it's good to have your feet grounded and flat. And whether you're sitting on the floor or sitting in a chair, it's good to be in a posture that you can sit up nice and tall so that your spine is long, your lungs are free, you're able to have that sense of being able to breathe. And so just taking a moment to get yourself comfortable and beginning with some cleansing breaths. So it's always good to start with some cleansing breaths. So the cleansing breath is to breathe in through your nose to your fullest capacity, pause a moment, and a long, slow exhale out through your mouth. And do that a few more times. Inhale, breathing in, receive that gift of breath. And a long, slow exhale, and you can even sound it here. And let's do one more cleansing breath. Breathe in. Long, slow exhale, and really feel that sense of the weight of your body settling into your chair, your feet resting into the ground. Feel the support of whatever you're sitting in, and feel the support of the ground beneath you. So these are what are called grounding practices to help us feel like we're in a stable and safe place. And so just breathing naturally now, just being aware of your breath as you breathe in and as you breathe out. And just notice how you come to your practice today. How does your body feel? Noticing both areas of openness and ease, as well as areas of tightness or tension or discomfort. And if there's any discomfort, see if there's a way of being a little bit more comfortable the way you're sitting or in your body. And notice how your mind is. Notice whatever thoughts might be lingering from your day. And so our first practice is a little bit of a tapping practice to kind of release some of those thoughts. So just taking your fingertips to your head and just tapping on the top of the scalp, the sides of the head, the back of the skull. And keep breathing. And so I like to imagine that I'm just kind of tapping and releasing some of the more pesky thoughts, the thoughts that are a little bit more sticky. It's also a way of clearing our head of maybe some of the jumble of thoughts that we've had from our day. It also increases blood supply here, So lots of good reasons for tapping practices. It just brings a sense of sensation here. All right, and then release your arms down for a moment. Notice how that feels, the sense of aliveness in your head. Maybe take a little roll of your shoulders. Inhale, roll the shoulders up, and exhaling back down. Do that a few times just to release any of the tension from the shoulders, maybe from the upper back, maybe even from the neck. And then place your hands on the sides of your head for a moment and just gentle pressure pressing in. Breathe and sense into that. Keep your head on straight. And imagine you're just kind of confining some of your thoughts. Feel and sense into the space between your hands. Imagine clearing that space in your head, in your mind. And so this also brings a sense of safety to our nervous system. Then you can release your hands down for a moment. Maybe take a roll of the shoulders. And take a deep centering breath here, breathing in. And that long, slow exhale, letting go, letting go, letting go some more. And then the next self-holding practice is to bring one hand to the back of your skull, the base of the skull there, one hand to the front of your forehead. Again, try not to turn your head too much. Try to keep your head on straight. And again, it's just that gentle pressure inwards. Just you're confining the space inside your head. You're bringing that gentle touch, feeling and sensing into the space between your hands, clearing the space in your mind. And then go ahead and release your arms down. Feels okay. Roll the shoulders. Good. Maybe give a little turn of your head from side to side. Release any tension in your neck. And then coming back to center. Breathing easily and naturally. Take one hand back to your forehead and one hand to the center of your chest, your heart center. Again, head stays in line. Still, and you might feel with that hand that's on your forehead as if you're almost sliding your hand down a little bit. So the skin on your forehead relaxes and the eyes relax. Feel and breathe into the heart center. Feeling the breath, feeling the warmth of your hand. And this sense of self-care and compassion. And then taking the hand from your forehead and placing it on your lower belly here. So you have one hand on the center of your chest, one hand on your belly. And again, just feel how the breath is moving under both of your hands. Remember how we talked about all the connections of the vagus nerve through all of our inner organs. And so we're bringing this calm, relaxing energy. You might imagine as you breathe in from the belly to the heart center. As you breathe out from the heart center down to the belly. Breathing in from the belly to the heart center. Breathing out from the heart center to the belly. And just let the breath be very natural, very free. And you'll probably feel that this is a gesture that really makes us feel calm and cared for, at ease. So of all of these self-holding gestures, this is a really nice one to remember. Holding yourself and breathing. And again, feeling a sense of the ground beneath you. Knowing that you are held, you are safe. You can relax and just be. So you can relax both hands down now. And just take a moment, maybe again a roll of your shoulders. Maybe one last cleansing breath. Breathe in through your nose, pausing a moment. And that long, slow exhale. Returning to your natural breath. Feeling the ground supporting you. The weight of the body settling. Feel yourself fully arriving and fully welcomed into this space. And so notice how you feel now. How does your body feel? How is the state of your mind? And checking out through your inner landscape, any feelings, emotions. And noticing the quality of your breath. You have arrived, you are home in the here and the now. Beautiful. So that was a nice practice for grounding and resourcing, a little bit of tapping, and that self-holding practice. So all of these practices can be done on their own and not just part of a longer yoga class. So the invitation is to take these into your daily life and find small moments throughout the day to practice. All right, so we're going to warm up a little bit. We're going to be coming into cat and cow pose on our hands and our knees. Now, for anybody that is not comfortable being on your hands and your knees, I'm just going to show you a quick alternative, which is seated boat pose. So in cat and cow pose, we're doing that sense of pelvic tilting back and forth. So you can just do a gentle rocking movement as you're sitting up. So I just wanted to give you that alternative there. But for the rest of you, you can get on your mat. I do like to have a little bit of extra cushioning for my knees, so I have a folded blanket here. And then coming to your hands and your knees, just want to make sure that you can see me here. So your hands are shoulder distance apart and your knees are hip width apart. It's nice to curl your toes under so that the bottoms of your feet get a nice stretch, the soles of your feet. And then draw your shoulders down away from the ears. And come to your breath as you inhale, belly expands. And as you exhale, you're going to draw the belly in, tuck the tailbone, tuck the head, and you've got this really nice rounded posture here. So kind of like a cat. And we're going to hold that for a breath or two. So don't hold your breath, but hold the posture, and should feel a really nice stretch through the upper back between the shoulder blades there. Let the head hang down. Draw the tailbone down. And on your next inhale, we're going to reverse that curve. So inhale, belly expands, tailbone tips up, and you're looking forwards. So you can see I've got an arch in my back, and that's the cow part of the pose. And then we're going to just start to move through back and forth with our breath. So exhale as the belly draws in, head drops, tailbone pulls down. And then inhale as belly expands, tailbone tips up, looking forwards. Exhale, drawing in, rounding the back. Inhale, belly expands, arching the back. So just moving between these two postures with your breath, trying to make it as smooth and easy as possible. Breathing in and out through the nose. And you can start to rock a little bit. So as you inhale, rocking the weight forwards a little bit. As you exhale, drawing the bum back towards the heels. And then as you inhale, coming forwards, chest lifts, heart opens. Exhale as you draw back. So let's just release back and forth a few times. Tune into that rhythm, that wave-like movement. Notice how your spine is moving. And last time we're going to come forward, and now we're going to add a circling movement. So you're going to circle back through one side, circle back and around, and circle up the other side. So really let your hips go here, let your shoulders go, let the whole spine feel this nice winding, flowing movement. We know the spine was created to move in so many different directions. We want to maintain as much of that flexibility as possible. Notice your breath, moving consciously with breath. And last time. And then come all the way forwards onto your forearms. So your elbows are going to be maybe a little in front of your shoulders. And kind of rock your hips from side to side. Release the skin on the front of the thighs. And then you're going to relax the feet now. And we're moving into a yin style pose called Sphinx pose. We're just going to hold this. This is a back bending posture, so it's good to for our spine. And just breathing easily and naturally here. As you exhale, think about really softening. Soften your shoulders, soften the space between the shoulder blades. And see if you can really lengthen out your exhale so it's a little longer than the inhale, and really pause at the end of the exhale so you really let everything sink down. You're just gazing just slightly in front of you. You don't want to lift the chin, but you want to keep the head just floating. Stay relaxed through the buttocks and the legs. Feel the belly as it expands. And really soften into the lower back. And keep breathing. Keep relaxing and softening as you exhale. Again, really softening into the ground. Feeling safe and relaxed. All right, one more breath. And as you exhale, you're going to release. Now, a little counter pose. Your elbows go out to the side and take one hand on top of the other. And then bend one knee, your right knee out to the side. I call it resting warrior. And you're going to turn your head and look in that same direction, right? But let your head relax here. And just breathe a moment here. This should provide a really nice release through that lower back and the back of your sacrum. It's meant to be a resting pose. A little bit of opening through the hip and that inner groin area. And still feeling a sense of the belly breathing against the ground, so you get a little bit more resistance to breathe into. You can soften through the backs of your shoulders here, that armoring. And then extending the leg back behind you. We're going to come back to our forms. Now you can do this version again, the version that we did at the beginning, or if you have a bolster, you can slide the bolster underneath your rib cage, and you can come a little bit higher into the pose if that feels okay for you. Your arms are going to be extended in kind of a wide position here. And you get a little bit more lift through your spine here. You want to stay relaxed through the buttocks, relaxed through the face. Let the legs be very heavy. And so these back extensions are really good for counteracting some, if we sit a lot or if we tend to slouch. It's really nice to counteract that the tendency we have to slouch. Looking softly in front of you. Remember that sense of lengthening the exhale. So really let the exhale out slowly. Let you find that pause at the end of the exhale. Breathing into any tension that you might feel or any discomfort. Sometimes as we hold these yin style postures, we can begin to feel a little bit uncomfortable. And the invitation is to see, can I breathe through this uncomfortableness? Because we can usually strengthen some of our muscles and our joints that way, but never through pain. If there's pain, you need to release and come out of it. So let's take a few more breaths here. And then you're going to slide the bolster out if you were using it. Again, one hand on top of the other. This time, you're going to bend your left knee out to the side and turn your head towards the left and rest that way. I'm going to turn my head towards the camera so that I can continue to talk and guide you through it. So again, just feeling that sense of softening in your shoulders, softening through that left thigh and the inner groin. Soften the buttocks. And just see if you can really allow yourself to rest in this pose. Notice the quality of your breath. Keep the breath smooth and easy. Feel the breath in the belly, breathing into the ground. And then you can re-extend that left leg behind you. Take your hands underneath your shoulders, push yourself back up. And just take a moment just to kind of wiggle around and release where you need to release. Let your head go, let your shoulders go, let your hips go. Really sensing how your body needs to move to release and let go. All right. So we're going to come into a seated position and do a couple of twists here. Just going to shift my computer. So you might want a folded blanket or a cushion to sit on. Anytime we're sitting flat on the ground, it's good to have a little bit of a lift for our hips. My screen's gone a little bit dark, so I'm just going to lighten it up a little bit. All right, so we're going to be sitting in what's called staff pose with both legs extended in front of you. And go ahead and swipe the buttocks so that you can make a good connection to the ground through your sitting bones. And then you can just have your hands behind you for a moment or beside you. Inhale, roll the shoulders up and back. And do that a few times just to, again, release anything in your shoulders. Last time, inhaling up and exhaling down. Just take a moment to feel yourself sitting nice and tall. And you can imagine as you breathe in, that breath moving up your spine as you lengthen through the crown of the head. As you exhale, that sense of softening. So let the breath assist you in staying upright in this pose. Relax any tension in your face, your jaw, your eyes. And then bending your right knee and placing the foot on the ground. Your left leg stays extended with the foot flexed. And to begin with, take your left hand behind you and take your right hand to the outside of your left leg, of the extended leg. And you're just going to find a little bit of a twist, twisting towards the left. And just enjoy that feeling in your spine and where it is in your back that you can release a little bit. Let go of any sense of strain or trying too hard. And take one more breath in. As you exhale, feel yourself coming back to center. And now take this right foot and cross it over your left leg. Take your right hand or the thumb in your hip crease and draw it back down. So you want to feel like your hips stay level here. And then you can take your right hand behind you, left hand to the outside of the right knee, inhaling the breath, and then exhale as you twist towards the right. And it might take you a few breaths to go to find your maximum twist. So each time you inhale, lengthen the spine. Each time you exhale, finding a little bit rotation. Keep the shoulders relaxed and keep the heart center lifted and open. And the head is the last to go, so you just find yourself turning the head, gazing beyond your right shoulder. Stay in touch with your breath, in touch with all of the sensations in your body. Take one more breath in. As you exhale, slowly coming back to center, you can uncross, shake the legs out a little tiny bit, wiggle a bit. Nice. Ready for the other side, so bend your left knee. And we turned away from the twist to begin with. So we have your right hand behind you, your left hand on the outside of your straight leg, inhaling the breath, and then exhale as you turn towards the right here. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Each time you inhale, feel that lengthening action. Each time you exhale, feel the rotation. Take one more breath in. As you exhale, find your way back to center. And now crossing your left foot over your right extended leg. Remember, you want to take your thumb in the hip crease there, draw it down so your hips feel like they're evenly balanced. And then left hand behind you, right hand holding the left knee. Inhale, lengthen the spine, lift through the heart center. Exhale as you twist around the axis of the spine. And then inhale, lengthen again. Exhale. As you find a little bit more space in your back, in your spine. Keep the shoulders open. Keep a broadness across your collarbones so the heart center stays lifted and open. I like to think of a smiley face in the center of your chest. Breathing, sensing, Finding the places where you can find a little bit more release in your back or your spine. And taking one more breath in. As you exhale, find your way back to center and uncrossing. And shake out a little tiny bit there. Beautiful. All right, so that was an upright twist. And we're going to finish now with a lying down twist. So go ahead, find yourself lying down on your mats. And you can lie down with your knees bent and your feet flat for now. I'm going to switch my mat around again. And it's nice if you have a cushion or a pillow for your head. And you may need a bolster or a block beside you to support your legs in this one. See how it is for you. But start by lying down if you haven't already done so. And take your arms out to the side with your palms up. So you have a nice T position. Let's take a nice centering breath here, breathing in. That long, slow exhale all the way out through your mouth. Coming back to your natural breath. And then crossing your right ankle over your left thigh. So we're going to have one ankle crossed over the other thigh. And keeping the upper body nice and still, you're just going to rock the hips from side to side and just kind of ease into this twist. Should feel nice in the back. You're also getting some opening in your hips here. A little bit of a massage too. And the next time both legs release over to the left, see if you can allow them to fall all the way to the left. And if they're not, and if your foot doesn't touch the ground, that's when you can use your bolster or cushion to rest your foot or your legs or whatever needs to be supported here. And then your head just turns towards the right and you get this lovely release through the lower back. Try to keep both shoulder blades resting on the ground. Let your thighs relax. The legs might splay out a little bit. So just finding how your body feels more comfortable. And if it doesn't feel right crossing your legs, then uncross the legs. So really finding what works for you in this supine twist. Maybe taking a deeper cleansing breath. And as you exhale, feel what could let go a little bit more in your body. What could soften. Feel the gentleness of your breath. Inviting the body to gently unravel, to release, to let go. And then turning the head back to center first, and then drawing the legs back. If you still have them cross, uncross. Plant both feet into the ground, lift the pelvis, and then set it down so that you have a sense of balance now. Take a breath or two here before going to the other side. Slide your arms up to shoulder height, crossing your left ankle over your right thigh this time. Again, the upper body stays still for now, and it's just the lower body, the hips and the legs, rocking side to side. Feeling a nice sense of release. Finally, next time the legs go right, you can allow the legs to relax completely. Again, if you need some extra support for a foot or your leg, go ahead and do that. And you're going to lift and turn your head towards the left this time, so the opposite direction. If the twist feels like it's a little bit much for you, then untwist your legs. Just again, feel that sense of whatever needs to relax and release in you, whether it's in the legs or the thighs, maybe in the back or the spine. Let your shoulders have that sense of melting into the ground. Notice how your facial muscles are. Can you soften the cheeks, the jaw, the muscles around your eyes? If you need to, take a cleansing breath and let that cleansing breath release a little bit deeper. If you've turned your head, turn your head back to center first. And then the legs come back, uncross. And then take a nice hug of both knees in towards you. You can take a little roll from side to side. You can circle through the lower back, release where you need to for your back, for your spine. And it's that time. It's time now to get ready for your Yoga Nidra practice, to really find a sense of comfort and warmth and ease. Whether you're lying on your mat, on the ground, or in an easy chair, whatever's most comfortable for you for the next 40 minutes or so. Remember a pillow behind your knees, a cushion behind your head, a blanket covering you. So the blanket is not only important for warmth, it also gives us a sense of safety. It has a little bit of weight or heaviness. And again, that assures the body that it's safe, that we can relax and let go. And so stretching your legs out along the ground. Angling your feet towards the bottom corners of your mat and allowing the feet to fall out gently from the ankles. And bring awareness to your hips and your pelvis as you inhale, squeezing the buttocks. And as you exhale, relaxing the buttocks so that the pelvis feels heavy and relaxed. Adjust your arms a comfortable distance from your body, inviting the shoulders to release and roll outwards so the heart center lifts and expands. And you may want to gently turn your head from side to side just a few times. And then bringing the head back to center, just slightly tuck the chin in a little bit so the back of the neck lengthens. And take a deep cleansing breath, breathing in. As you exhale, feel the weight of your body just letting go into the support of the ground. Listening to the sound of the bell as it invites us into this inner journey of Yoga Nidra. And so allow yourself to receive the gift of true relaxation. Set aside any worries and concerns. Know that all you have to do right now is to relax and let go. Know that in this moment there's nothing to do, nowhere to go, nothing to plan, nothing to fix. Simply relax and let go. Know that all you need to do is to allow the layers of tension, of beliefs, and thoughts dissolve. So a more radiant and relaxed you can emerge. We discover our true self beneath all the layers of thoughts and beliefs. And so making any final adjustments to be completely relaxed and at ease. Feeling yourself in relationship to the ground. Anytime you exhale, feel that sense of just settling into the ground as if you were snuggling into the arms of Mother Earth, just like a child being held. Allow your breath to just settle into a natural and easy rhythm in and out through the nose. And slowly scan your body from head to toe, maybe noticing areas that might be asking for a little bit more attention, a little bit more love, a little bit more kindness. Listen to what your body has to say to you. Being open to messages for health and healing. Being patient, being kind. And trust in this practice of Yoga Nidra to give you exactly what you need for healing on all levels, body, mind, and spirit. Tuning into that wave-like action of your breath. And take a moment to bring awareness to your heart center. And create an intention or a heartfelt prayer for your practice this evening, your Sankalpa. What is your heart's deepest desire for yourself and your life? Perhaps just a quality you'd like to invite to be healthy, to be whole, to be peaceful, to be loving. And create an intention that states that in the present moment. So I am healthy and whole. Or I am peaceful and at ease. I am kind. I am loved. And so we plant this seed of intention so that it can fully grow and manifest in the soil of our consciousness and grow in our life. And so we take this journey through our physical body. This evening we're going to be paying attention to, called a 61 point practice, and it pays attention to all the marma points in our body. And these are places where the energy is especially strong. Sometimes our energy can get stuck there. It's usually places where the bones and muscles meet at the joints, and also in our chakras, the energetic places in our body. And so begin by bringing awareness to the space between your eyebrows. This is Ajna Chakra, place of intuitive wisdom and insight. A way of seeing from a place of wholeness. And so just breathe a moment here. Imagine you could breathe in and out through this space between your eyebrows. Soften the eyes. You can also feel the breath in and out through the nostrils. Relax any tension in the mouth or the jaw. And then bring awareness now to your throat center. Maybe swallow to relax the throat muscles. Vishuddha chakra. We find our true voice. We give voice to our deepest truth, to our authentic feelings. Continuing to breathe quietly and easily. Bring awareness now to your right shoulder. And now to your right elbow. And now to the right wrist. And now individually to the right thumb, to the pointer finger, to the middle finger, to the ring finger, and the pinky finger. And now to the space in the center of your right hand. And bring awareness now up through the right wrist. And now the right elbow. And now the right shoulder. And back to the throat center. And then moving to the left shoulder. Breathe. And now the left elbow. And the left wrist. And now individually to the tip of your left thumb, the pointer finger, the middle finger, the ring finger, and the pinky finger. And now the center of your left palm. And then moving up through the left wrist, the left inner elbow, the left shoulder, and back to the throat center. And shifting your awareness and your breath to the heart center now. Breathe a moment here. Then bring awareness to the right breast. Then come back to the heart center. And then shift awareness to the left breast. And then come back to the heart center. Shifting awareness now down into the navel center, Manipura chakra, our sense of inner power. Breathe a moment here. And then bring awareness now to the space beneath the belly button. And then right down into the root of the spine, Muladhara chakra. Our sense of safety and belonging. Feel the heaviness through the hips and the pelvis, the earth holding you. Breathing gently, bring awareness now into the right hip, and then down into the right knee. Now the right ankle. And now the bottom of the right foot. And then bring awareness back up through the right ankle. And now the right knee. And back to the right hip. And finding center at the base of your spine, Muladhara chakra. Breathing naturally, bringing awareness now into the left hip. And now to the left knee. The left ankle. And the center of the left foot. Coming back up through the left ankle. And now the left knee. Feel and sense the left hip. And now back to the base of the spine. And bringing awareness, breath by breath, moment by moment, back up through the chakra system. Coming up through the space just above the pubic bones, Svadhisthana chakra, center of our creative energy. And now up to the solar plexus, our power center. And now to the heart center, Anahata chakra. Center of love and kindness. And now to your throat center, Vishuddha chakra. And finally back to the brow center, Ajna chakra. And now feeling and sensing your whole body. Breathing and sensing you've cleared some of the energy. Perhaps feeling a bit of lightness and spaciousness. And continue to follow your breath. And just let yourself rest here in the present moment. Noticing any thoughts that arise. And then just letting them pass away like clouds in the sky. Our thoughts emerge out of nothingness. They cross the screen of the mind. And then they fade and return back into nothingness. And it's the same with feelings or sensations in our body. Our feelings arise, they stay a bit, and then they pass away. Nothing stays the same. Everything is flowing, everything is changing. And we are part of this flow. As you feel into all of these changing thoughts and sensations, you may also notice something you call me or myself. We have many outer roles we play, many ways that we describe ourselves. And yet, who or what is the one who sees and watches and witnesses? And so the true self is not an object that can be grasped. All of the spiritual mystics say neti, neti, not this, not that. And so it's a practice of letting go. So as you're resting and relaxing, as thoughts or feelings arise, you can repeat silently the mantra, neti, neti. Not this, not that. So just rest, repeating that mantra, neti, neti. Not this, not that. I am not this thought. I am not this feeling. I am not this body. I am not this mind. I am the seer, the one who sees, the one who witnesses. Just resting quietly, becoming the witness. The true self. And so we tune into this inner witness, this inner presence. Unseen, it sees all. Unknown, it knows all. Unfelt, it feels all. This silent witness becomes the mirror mind, effortlessly reflecting everything that arises without grasping or holding on. And so continue to rest and broaden your awareness. Imagine expanding beyond the normal confines of your skin and your body, and asking yourself the question, who am I? Just silently repeat that question to yourself, who am I? Tune into your timeless self, unbound by time and space. Let go of the rational mind's need to figure it all out, and just allow whatever answers arise in the spaciousness of your experience. Who am I? Trust in your inner seer, your inner knower. Staying relaxed and at ease. Just listening to the sound of the bell as it ripples through your body. Your breathing stays soft. Your heart open. Your eyes soft. Still in touch with that inner landscape, that sense of timelessness, perhaps having touched an aspect of your true nature that's beyond the normal boundaries of your thoughts and your body. Be open to whatever images or insights come to you both now and throughout the evening. Begin to consciously deepen your breath. And when you feel ready, begin to invite some gentle movement back into your body. And taking your time or staying where you are, rolling over onto your side and just rest there for another few moments before you come back up to a seated posture. And so closing this evening with some words by well-known spiritual teacher and icon Ram Dass on the journey to the true self. He says, ours is a journey towards simplicity, towards quietness, towards a kind of joy that is not in time. In this journey out of time, we are leaving behind every model we have of who we thought we were. This journey involves a transformation of our being so that our thinking mind becomes our servant rather than our master. It's a journey that takes us from primary identification with our psyche to identification with our souls, then to identification with God, and ultimately beyond any identification at all. Life is an incredible curriculum in which we live richly and passionately as a way of awakening to the deepest truths of our being. As a soul, I have only one motive: to merge completely with God and become love. And so as you bring your hands together in front of your heart, may we all be a little bit more kinder and more loving with ourselves and with each other. Namaste.